Welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
Good morning and welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee. As always, I'm glad you invited me and my guests into your homes. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Be glad and rejoice in it. If you are in the need of prayer, or you want to let us know that you like the show, you can call or text 313-657-5556 or email me at gwealths111@gmail.com. You know, I talk about our sponsor each and every Sunday, United Success Network, and how I partnered with them to help those with a cause, those that have problems with debt, unpaid bills, and others like myself want to help people. If you need or you want to help others like me and my guest here, call me at 313-657-5556 or 248-721-1256. But today, I have a big surprise for you. Sitting next to me right here is the CEO, the sponsor of my show, Mr. Charles Morgan, the sponsor of United Success Network. But you know, as always, I like to start the show with a Bible verse. Luke 6 chapter, 38 verse. Give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put in your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. So what I'm going to do, we have Mr. Morgan. Is it okay if I call you Charles?
Always call me Charles.
Okay, we have Charles' mother here. I'm going to have Charles' mother, Miss Joy Morgan, to introduce him.
Thank you, Renee,
You're welcome.
and hello to everyone in our listening audience. It is indeed a pleasure to be here with Walking with Renee on this morning, and it is indeed a pleasure to have the opportunity to introduce the son that I am so very proud of. And I'm going to give you a little synopsis as to Charles Isaiah Morgan. He is the youngest of 4 of my children. My husband and I, Donald Morgan, he is no longer with us, but he in spirit is here and very proud.
Amen.
We are very proud
Amen.
to have this opportunity to introduce you to someone that has had a dream and a vision in his heart for some, I'd say, 10 years. This has come to fruition on this day where the world will actually see what has happened from a young man that was born in the city of Detroit, that grew up just like all others on the street and began to say to his mother, I want to make a difference. And I many times allude him to, just like Martin Luther King would tell in his speeches, he would say, I have a dream. And he would have a dream about his children one day being able to do those things that others could do. They would be able to achieve those things that all others were already achieving, not due to any prejudice or any reason for being set aside, just because they were of the same inalienable rights of being a person that can go forward and aspire and dream and achieve whatsoever you put your mind to do. And that's what Charles has done. he gave himself over to a mission to say, I know that there's a way to help the economic condition in Detroit and around the world. And he had seen something that someone had tried before, and he told me, he said, Mom, I can really do this. I can change the way people are able to network in terms of thinking about how they are receiving blessings. We call it blessings. Many times people think of money and they think of a way of just saying, oh, it's something that you can have. But we see it as blessings. So now it is my privilege to give you not only my son, but the CEO of the United Success Network, who has taken us to the next level of what we call cooperative crowdfunding.
But you know, before you say anything, that's why I had Mother to introduce him. No one could introduce this young man like his mother right here.
Absolutely.
So Charles is our CEO. I know you got a few words to say, but I want you to, in return, introduce your mom.
Yes, first and foremost, I just want to welcome everybody out there. And I'm just actually grateful to be in the presence of Renee on Always Moving Forward. You heard the introduction from my mother. She's a wonderful lady. She's always been one that really stood behind her children and has been excellent in all forms and fashions. And when I came to her, roughly about 10 years ago, I've been working on this plan. I didn't know how I was going to get things in motion. And when I laid it out to her, she couldn't understand where all these papers came from, where the stroke of genius come from. And I just said, you know what, I just thank God, for just giving me a vision. And I actually just acted upon it. And when I brought it to her, she looked at it. She didn't understand what was taking place at the time. But, 10 years later, everything is coming to fruition. And people are now starting to bear witness across the globe what we have put together. And that's why I'm just so excited to be here and just to let everybody else know about the experience that's going to be coming to a neighborhood near you. We have a lot of lives to go ahead and bless. Even with the show that's reaching out to people all around the country, hey, we have one specific goal: to make a change, to be a difference in this world. I'm just glad to be a part of it today to share my experience.
Okay, good. And as Charles just said, when he came up with this, who did he take it to? He took it to his mother. So that tells you they're a team. Mother and son, they're a team. But you know what, Joy? We've got another person here with us. And I'd like for you to introduce him.
Well, along with every good thing that comes, there's always even another level. You don't know it all, and Charles and I definitely never said we knew all that we needed to know. And we were praying and asking God, who can come alongside us and really bring us to the level that we really wanted to have in terms of reaching all people everywhere. And as we prayed, we just waited. And the most wonderful thing about it is the person I'm about to introduce actually came to us. He found us, and we say he found us because God sent him to us.
All right,
so
now.
I am so pleased to introduce you to Mr. Carvel Jones, who is the Chief Revenue Officer of United Success Network. He is also the ambassador for our faith-based initiative that he will explain, which is reaching people and congregations around the world. And he has already had 20 years of experience in the marketing business. And so it is just our advantage as well as our pleasure to have him on our team. And I'd like you to just welcome him into your heart, Mr. Carvel Jones.
Thank you so much, Joy. Hey guys, it's just a pleasure to be here with Renee. Renee and I go back so far. Her and her husband in the community, and I've always admired them. And so this entire show is kind of things coming full circle. I believe I'm just like everyone else. I'm in the community. And when I saw someone that was just someone I could be in partnership with to change the world, it was just a blessing for me. So I consider myself fortunate to be working with a mother and son collaboration that really will change the world, and I'm sharing that with you based on 24 years of experience in this particular market. But more specifically, considering my family, my mother, Peggy Jones, my father, Odell Jones, have been building Detroit for 51 years, and we were very pleased to work in the Detroit public school system, building all the schools for a number of years, and then now being in a position to build the community. So I really believe that if you can sit back, don't relax too much, but get a writing instrument or use your phone and just take notes, because our CEO is sharing some very disruptive concepts and ideas with you that while they've been 10 years in the making, we began our beta period about 6 months ago. We're moving into a pre-launch in 2019, and we're looking for people like you. This is a startup, and while I encouraged the CEO when I met him, I said, why don't we go to Silicon Valley, or why don't we go to Seattle? I mean, I don't really know whether or not technology can be really understood in this marketplace, but it really can. I mean, after my brother built Tech Town and my father built Tech Town, and they tried that effort in Detroit to really get people in technology, they perhaps did not go to the community. So when you ask yourself, why aren't we in the heart of Detroit? We believe that we have to follow the vision of our CEO and his mother and work where the need is greater. And the need is certainly greater in this community, in this marketplace. Never has there been a time where people need to be united. So the key word in United Success Network is the first word, united. We know that that's a possibility, and quoting Oprah, what if we could just look at things differently? And even though my mother's was an English prof at Wayne State, I want to share with you that differently was on the cover of Oprah's magazine, so I think you understand what I'm saying. So I don't know what the CEO and his incredible mother would want me to share with you, other than the fact that this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and it comes to you from a messenger that you want to actually embrace. I don't know who in the greater Detroit area could not embrace a mother and son operation. And so, having said that, I want to sort of throw things back to you, Renee. But again, think about this. You and I go back probably 20 years. You know, since she started early at 12.
Thank you, because I was going to say they only think I'm 32 now.
and now the universe gets to unfold as it should. So pay attention closely to what our CEO has to share with you. And I'll look forward to coming back a little later and having a dialogue with you.
Okay, well, you know what? It's such an honor to have all three of you here, you know, with me and telling about this company. But you know, I do have a question for you, Charles. Tell our viewers, what is United Success Network?
Well, United Success Network, what we see is pretty much at the red hot trend that people don't know or are unaware that is, of what that is. And basically, in a nutshell, if you go ahead and just Google what is crowdfunding, you'll find it out for yourself. It's basically a platform of people come together, typically via the internet, and we're basically just coming together to help each other out, replacing the banks, the barter system. People, you know, have needs that are not being met. They have businesses that they need to go ahead and they want to start. They have money even for their medical bills and things of that nature. That is the point and focus point of crowdfunding. It is bridging the gap for those that have and have not, providing a way how to say, hey, we the people can help ourselves reach whatever financial goal we want. So we know now United Success Network is not only the next big thing. We see it as not only a solution, but actually the solution. Mm-hmm. And that's what's really important, just let everybody just get out there and experience for yourself. We are the world's first and only crowdfunding social media site that's never been done before. So we created ourselves our own unique lane in two multi-billion-dollar industries. And that's what we're bringing to everybody firsthand first. And that's what is so special about United Success Network.
Okay. Now, audience, you know, viewers, as I always say, I want you to get paper and pencil, because I want you to take notes today. Because I know some of you out there need what they're going to talk about. Okay, so run and get a sheet of paper and some pencils. Matter of fact, not a sheet of paper, get a notebook, because they have a lot of information. But you know, the Bible says God loves a cheerful giver. He loves a cheerful giver, and that's what they're doing here. That is the platform, you know, to be givers here. That's our platform. But Philippians 4th chapter, 19th verse. And my God will meet all your needs according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. But you know, Joy, tell me, how is it working together side by side with your son here?
Well, actually, I have to use the very name my mother gave me. And she gave me Joy. You know, I tell people that's a name that you really have to try to live up to. But he brought joy to my life at such a young age because I saw him as a special young man. He was always just intuitive. He was very curious, wanted to know how things worked, and I encouraged him, go for it. He would take things apart and put them back together again. So I say it is a blessing, it is a joy for any mother to have an opportunity to work side by side with her son, because that's the way God intended us to do. As far as a parent, we are responsible for the upbringing of our children. So I know that we're just following the nature that God gave us. And mothers have that natural, innate portion that is given to them to love and to nurture. So I think it's astounding. It's just amazing to do this and wake up and realize. And sometimes I ask him, I said, how did you get here?
Oh, okay. You know, I take my hat off to you because there is a lot of families out there that can't work together. They cannot work together. And I know I see both of you every week. And I just say, wow, if I had a son, you know, if I had a son. But Romans 13th chapter, 8th verse, let no debt remain outstanding, except the continuing debt to love one another. Okay, absolutely. To love one another. But I cannot go on with the show without saying that everybody knows that I'm from education. Well, here's one of my sisters from education too. She was a teacher with Detroit Public Schools, as myself and as a lot of my friends that you know of. But, you know, Carvel, I have a question for you. Now, you do the training for USN, United Success Network. Tell us a little bit about the training and how often do they offer training?
Well, we have a full curriculum starting the first of the year as we go into 2019. Right now, the company has underwritten a free process for persons to come to our Executive Entrepreneurial Development Center and get information, because the concepts that our CEO has basically been working on for 10 years, the technology and the funding aspect of it, it's something that takes a little longer than 30 minutes for us to explain. So we have a special training coming up this Saturday. We have a session that's been sponsored again by the Morgan family in the morning and the afternoon, because we know people are busy. And if they can just carve out 2.5, 3 hours of their life, we can guarantee you that 2019 will be an incredible year for you if you have causes. Our training is simply centered around helping a person validate their cause. And then we help them market that cause, not in Michigan, but beyond the entire borders of North America and the world. We have a tremendous international focus, and when you take a look at the Morgan family, take a look at Joy, his mother, and Charles, and their vision is that every person should be able to sidestep paying interest or paying overdraft charges and embrace a continuous revenue source to fund their cause. And so while I ponder the question and I ponder the moment, I would share with you that my heart goes out to people in this market. It's a tough market, and we're sorry about the automobile industry. We really are. It's not coming back though. And what the United Success Network has is a mantra that we're saying, if we work together, if we all are united, and we can have that brotherly and sisterly love for one another, we can change the world right here, right now. And so I would submit to you, as we conclude the broadcast, I'm going to share with you some special information about the training. Our CEO this particular Saturday is doing a revolutionary technology social media symposium, we'd like to call it, because we want you to sort of hear some information, and we're going to allow it to be a little interactive as well. So if you're a little bit shy about social media, forget about it. We got you. Doesn't matter if you're, 12 years old or 112, okay? We have you. We would love to wrap our arms around you and take you into the 2019 year. I think that as I would kind of think about sending things back to you, Renee, as we go back, we've seen a lot of things in the community.
Yes.
And there's nobody, I'm just so proud of always moving forward. And I love to be always moving forward with Renee, because it's a dream come true being able to partner with her along with the family of United Success Network, because we have knowledge. And so at our educational center, we want to underline the word education. We're looking for a lot of educators, because the concepts that we're going to be able to take, that our CEO has pondered for 10 years, we need to allow them to be illuminated, and people to understand in this community that they can, in fact, come together, crowdfund whatever cause they would like to address. Last but not least, when we talk about our faith-based community, my beloved brothers and sisters, faith-based leaders and executive directors of causes, we know you've been challenged over the years in this community. United Success Network can address those challenges and eradicate any damage, any hurt, or any pain. And certainly we know some of you guys have suffered by virtue of some of the things that have went through the community. Mm-hmm. And while my CEO cautions me on this all the time, I don't know how to say get-rich-quick schemes other than get-rich-quick schemes. I don't know how to say Ponzi schemes other than a Ponzi scheme. What we are doing is we're disrupting that entire ill behavior within our community and certain diverse communities. Let's be very, very specific now. Some diversities are more prone to chase get-rich-quick schemes than others. We want to share with you, we want to wrap our arms, not just around you, but your children, so that you can understand the importance of character. Maintaining your character. And what the Morgan family stands for is character. High character, high integrity. It's just that we are offering you an invitation to join our family, and it's going to be so logical when you hear their information in one of our 2 training sessions. And we really are remiss sometimes by mentioning the word training, but that's really what it is. It's information that's been suppressed for years that our CEO...
Well, you can never get enough education.
Yeah.
You can never get enough education. But you know what I want to say, audience, and not to cut you off, Carvel, but I'd like to personally invite each and every one of you to come out and learn more about United Success Network. And the way to do that, didn't I say I partnered with them? Call me at 248-721-1256 or 313-657-5556. Now, I know that Carvel mentioned a cause. Now, what are some of the causes?
Well, causes can range from anything from, as far as one of the main things that really got me going as a college student as well, the college debt is just unsurmountable. And that, when you look at it, going through the struggles of just trying to even focus on your studies, it makes it just that much harder. Just go ahead, having that the medium to go ahead and have that fun so you can stay concentrated on the school books. And then we think about, my passion and seeing people that have done everything that they've been taught right, go to school, get a good degree, go ahead and put in 30, 40 years plus, retire, and then they're back to working. I see that the system somehow is unfair, has been broken, and it's now time for we all to, come together and have camaraderie to say, you know what, we choose to go ahead and give into a better future. And one of my things is, as a father, I see it as the next generation, we have to think about them. it has to be a blueprint. A lot of other cultures, a lot of other people, they just already know what's going to happen. As soon as they come out of school, they go ahead and start that new job or become an owner of whatever company and take over. And I'm seeing this as a way that we can come together and start etching out that blueprint that's going to be sketched out for everyone to say, hey, we have an option to go ahead and concentrate on our schools. We can go ahead and take care of the people that have up in age, as far as the family members,
Sure.
and then as far as well as a community.
And
we
I
don't
like
see-
to say seasoned people.
Yeah, seasoned.
I like to say seasoned people on that. Go ahead, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and even as for seasoned people, with the medical bills and different things of that nature, and then even as far as crowdfunding, if you understand it, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's just getting tapped into within the next 5 to 10 years. That's going to be estimated $200 to $500 billion. So it's a lot of reasons. It's a lot of whys. Everybody has a reason why they need extra money. Even if you're a millionaire, you got people that's more than likely in your pocket, and that's where crowdfunding comes in to step in and say, you know what, we got each other.
Right,
And
right.
we have to do it at this time.
Yes.
Now's the time to make action.
That's right. Good answer.
Yeah.
Good
Very good
answer.
answer.
But now is the time where, like Charles talked about, the education, people spending money for college and not having the money, to go to school. But what's in a couple of weeks? Christmas. Christmas. And what do we do at Christmas time? We go out and spend a lot of money that we don't have. We don't have it for gifts, to have a holiday dinner. We're buying things, and then after the holiday, we're sitting back. How am I going to pay for this?
So
How
good.
am I going to pay for this? But there's so many different causes. Taxes are coming up
Yes.
for you homeowners. Taxes are coming up. I just got my summer bill, tax bill in the mail. And I opened it and I said, now wait a minute, where do I live? With this bill here, where do I live? But anything that you can think of, it's a cause. Like Charles said, you have a why. Why you want to do something? Why? I'd like to work with the homeless people.
Yes.
I'd like to help them. That's my why.
Yes.
And my why may change,
Yes.
down the line. But right now, that's what I'm geared at. That's why I'm with United Success Network. And I'm quite sure you all have different whys, which will change too. But what I want you to do right now, Charles, if you could just show them
Okay.
about what is the hype. What is the hype about? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm hyped up. What about y'all?
Absolutely. Hyped.
Every day.
Mother said every day.
Every day is like Christmas.
Every day is like Christmas. That's what my husband always said.
Yes, he does.
Oh, that's what he always said. I asked him, I said, what you gonna get me for Christmas? He said, what did I buy you yesterday? Okay, every day is Christmas. Okay, so if you could show us, Charles.
Yeah, I'll be showing you just a brief demonstration. I'm going to give you just a basic briefing to get you in the mindset of what's going on. We ask people, what is the hype about? What the hype is about is United Success Network. We see ourselves as the next big thing. We're in a word of mouth process, but as you will see in the future, that we are going to be that next household name. And the reason why, because we all know everybody needs extra money. And that's the reason why I say everybody has a reason why, whether it's go ahead and have, have your ends meet where you're having more money than month. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and share with you real quick today. So just moving forward, basically, United Success Network has revolutionized networking with a genius concept. We call it the real evolution of social media. You know how we do have the free side that's always 100% free, just like the other ones. But we see it as, hey, nobody's really generating anything over here. That's why it's, being the baby boy, I was able to see back, stand back and see, hey, it has benefits to being, one of the late bloomers. So we are going to be that next big powerhouse in the social media industry.
Yes.
And then what makes it so unique is that we create a unique crowdfunding system where you can actually generate money from everyone in your friends list. So when people talk about how popular they are, we actually show you how popular you are, and it comes up in the form of donations. What makes us very special, we've created that financial support system that gives you that stability, not a handout. It is a hand-up type of platform where we see ourselves as humanitarians to say we see needs that are not being met, and that's where we bridge the gap. So our Flip 50 system is basically a simple 4-step system, fully automated, first of its kind, and it's proven to be 100% a remedy to poverty when you work with our system in our community. But finally, our system operates very similar to in which way, you know, a GoFundMe account operates, where in a manner in which a private individual gives another private individual a donation to give them a helping hand. That's what we do all the time. We pride ourselves as being the company of United Success Network. We do not touch the money. A lot of people have that question. We do not touch the money. Everything happens from member to member. We have a lot of fun in our network. And the reason why, what we have going on, both American and Canadian citizens, we always have a legal constitutional right to give, donate cash, property, or other assets of value as established by law. Now, this is what people really need to understand. What's actually happening here is that in our U.S. gifting law, it's already in the IRS tax code. It's nothing that I made up. Right. You'll find it in the in the IRS tax code, Title 26, sections 2501 through 2504 and 2511. It states that one or more individuals can give a gift or gifts to another individual to an annual, up here in Michigan, $16,000 per calendar year without any tax liability being incurred upon the recipient. So what that is saying, we've all been doing crowdfunding pretty much all our lives. We just never had the label on it. You just think of it when you do give donations to church or any kind of charity that you've done, or even birthdays. Think about that person that's displaced out there, that's standing out on the road at a gas station. He stands out there long enough, that's crowdfunding without the label on it. Absolutely. And that's tax-free money. So we're just educating people on what is available and what is our constitutional right. That's one of our 4 core principles that we really try to, just to get the education out there. Like I said, in our first step, we educate you on what is actually taking place. You actually join our network by giving that one-time out-of-pocket $50 donation to another member. That's why I say it's a lot of fun. We have people that are at work. Yeah. Mad that they're at work, depressed that they're at work, and then they get a donation right to them, and it changes their whole mentality. It just uplifts you at the same time. But the second step is basically, if you understand crowdfunding, you want to go ahead and share this with everybody, because you know what, we have a solution. We have the solution for what people need out here. When you're crowdfunding, it's very simple. You're not recruiting people. You're not selling, convincing. We're not doing any products. We are crowdfunding, campaigning, and fundraising together. That is the reason that you campaign or crowdfunding, because you're campaigning. You have a reason, and you have to go ahead and get it out there to everyone that is really looking for a difference, to be a change in their community. The third step is that we have the 7-day challenge. That's basically saying that, hey, we have a system in place, we have the training sessions in place that gives you the tools that you need to know how to be successful. And that's what people are really have to have an understanding. It's not the reason that people don't have the money. Everybody has $50. Yes. Everyone. Yes. But they need to have the understanding, reason why they're giving to a humane, a worthy cause. Yes. The worthy cause is, hey, you see how things are out here? They need to get better. Mm-hmm. The fourth step, what we do is show people the money. The level 1 of our system is basically just showing you, hey, we have a system that works. There's been a lot of people that have made bad investments, loaned money out, never got it back, been in multi-level market. It's the farthest thing away from multi-level marketing. And that's where we show people the money. So it's just that simple. Every time I tell people when I have my meetings, I tell people, hey, the simplicity of it all, whether you make an investment, make a loan, or whatever, do you get your money back? We pride ourselves saying that, hey, we put the money right back in your pocket, into your community. And that's what we really love about United Success Network. It's straightforward, integrity levels on 10. Moving forward, the systems, the main thing you're going to understand about this, we have a genealogy tree. It shows you exactly who gives to who. We have our system is transparent across the board. We make it all simplified for you. Our technology is elite compared to anything that you've seen out there. It's often imitated, never duplicated. This is 10 years in the making. We perfected our craft. We've seen what other people have done, and they have fallen very short of the goal. It's very simple. The associate's position, that is giving position. The main position on there otherwise is the chief director position, where you actually start to see your donation come back to you tenfold over and over again. Just showing you some real results. You can see that you came in there, you sent your donation to the person that was the name Eve on the board. At that point, you get accepted. Everyone has a minimum requirement of giving that themselves $50. Giving into our community $50 minimum. It's just that simple. You have to give into our community. That's how it starts. From that point, everybody's connected to everybody. It's a family tree format, as you'll see. From that point, you want to go ahead and share this information with everybody. We have something that's beautiful for everyone, all walks of life, to come together and make things happen and make change happen themselves. The power is back in the people's hands, I would say. So moving forward, at that point, you see yourself, you start to see the people start coming in. Don and Greg, they will all give to Hal. That's how the system goes. We always say in the 7-day challenge, everybody moves fast. Everybody keeps it forward. Everybody knows way more than 2 people with $50 and more than $50 issues. It's not $50 that you're looking at. That's where it starts. You always tell people, despise not small beginnings. And that's what's actually taking place. Small beginnings, that's the whole point about crowdfunding. It doesn't hurt anybody, but when it all adds up, it adds up to a lot. Moving forward, they push you up. It's a fully automated system. At that point, they simply just share the information of what's going on out there about crowdfunding, their fundraising and campaigning. They give to Joe. From that point, we show people you moved up to receiving position. It's a very fast 4-step program. Give, invite, empower your others. Communication. That's what's been broken so long throughout the family. It's the communication. We have to gather around. When we see something working, I tell people all the time, we may not agree about religion and politics, but when it comes down to a financial decision that really works, please do not break the cycle. Do not break the cycle. At that point, like I said, on your first donation, you start to see your money, your donations start coming back in. It's a very fast moving system. Everyone, I want you to understand the key engines of our system. We program this way, the way that nobody has it. Nobody has this program this way. The first 2 donations, you go ahead and level up. 2 engines of our system, first 2 donations, you level up. The 8th donation, the most powerful system of our engine of our system is the 8th donation. From that point, you recycle back in. At that point, as you can see, the first 2 donations, you advance to level 2, and you'll be on level 1 at the same exact time, just to make sure we don't confuse anybody. Donations 3 through 7. Those are the ones that you can go ahead and live off, spend, save. We teach people, first thing is to educate people. Some people don't know how to save. It burns a hole in their pocket. We educate people on how to save, and that's why we have the training sessions to go ahead and get the whole mindset. It's not just success with your financial situation, it's overall well-being. From that point, people continue to roll in. People continue to roll in. After your 5th donation, we do go ahead and have the membership that meets that milestone.
Yes.
And say, hey, you made it. Now we are completely 100% free at the point when you first come in. We don't get blessed until you get blessed. We have to show you that our system works by you guys coming together and doing something different. From that point, you'll go ahead and move on to the next positions. Level 1 just lets you know how the system really works. Bottom line, you go ahead and generate donations back. Moving forward, I'm going to show you the whole breakdown of what's really happening, knowing that you keep on advancing. We have 5 different levels that are in place for you. Level 1 is basically just to let you know the system is working. As you continue to move through all 5 levels, levels 1 is $50, level 2 is 100, level 3 is 250, level 4 is 500, level 5 is $1,000. That's where your eyes should be. It's not a $50 system. This is a system that's robust. It's something that's working every single time, every day. People are being blessed by abundance. But what happens is, as you go through all 5 levels, knowing that first 2 you advance, 8th donation you recycle back in, you're going to set yourself in place for a residual $11,450.
Whew.
That's
Wow.
that's right there. You know, as we go ahead and continue to evolve, as our technology continues to evolve, and we go around the globe, this right here, this type of money is going to be life-changing. It's going to be really bridging the gap between the people that do not know the technology. Our technology is going to be incredible going into the 2019 year. And then at the same time, those that are lacking, if you're in our community, you should have no excuses, because we have and know when we come together, we can make that positive change happen. And that's what's happening on an everyday basis. When people are having that light come on in their head and they're saying, you know what, it makes sense to me. It's either it makes sense or it doesn't. And those type of numbers really make sense. You may not know it all about exactly how everything works. I tell myself or tell others, I'm a deep dish type of pizza guy. You never know how good that deep dish pizza is until you go ahead and I can tell you all the sauce is the best pepperonis ever. But until you take that bite and you say, oh, that is the best ever. That's the same way about the system. You go ahead and give that donation, you start to see the positive results happen when people come together. I mean, you're gonna love the situation that we put together, and it's ready for everybody.
Right. Well, woo, that's all I can say.
Awesome.
He said residual.
Yes.
Residual is over and over and over again, that $11,450. But I just want to say, remember when Charles talked about Facebook? If you don't have Facebook, that's okay. That is all right, because some of us are on Facebook and we do have followers there. But we also have friends, we have neighbors,
Yep.
we have church members,
sure.
we have people we meet in the grocery store. So you're not alone, because we have our trainer here on the end, right here, Carvel, who can train you how to go out and do that. So you're not left alone. But, you know, I just can't wait until I'm at that $11,450. Because, you know, when I loan money to people, and you talked about loaning, you loan and you think you're going to get it back, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, you know how I get mine back? I have to borrow it back from, because I can't say, you owe me. I said, let me borrow. Let me borrow that back. But tell me, how does one, or how often can one receive a donation?
Oh, it's a very, very fast process. I mean, I've seen people come in within their first hour, they start to receive donations back. Like I said, it goes from member to member. When they come in, it's a very fast system. I've seen people within their first 24 hours, you know, generate thousands of dollars. It happens on a daily basis. We have the solution, as I stated.
Okay, and you heard that. You can receive those donations like that. Am I right?
You're absolutely correct.
Cash out.
You can receive them that way, and they're going to teach you how to receive them.
Right
How
on your
to
phone.
receive them, right. They're going to teach you how to do that. So don't be afraid to step out there and get that money. And get that money, because he showed you $50. One time, like Mother said, $50 one time. And when it comes to go to that next board, you have already received your $50 back. And you have the money to go to that $100. Because you're not out of anything.
Right.
You're not out of any money.
Right.
You know, just at first 50, which you get back. You get that back right away. I got my 50 back.
Fast.
Fast, right, what he said, fast. And let me tell you how the team is. Now, everyone knows that I was sick at one point. I was in the hospital. But who was continuing on making sure that I received my donations was this young man here.
Yes.
Charles, he received that. He was calling me in the hospital. And I'm like, Charles, I don't know what to do. You just, here's my information, you handle it.
Right.
And that's exactly what he did. He made sure I kept getting donations, one after the other after the other. But you know, I know, Mother, you want to say something else, and Carvel, you got something else to say too, so just
Well,
Tell the audience what you want them to hear in a few words.
in a few words, my main focus is for people to become educated
Yes.
about how to use what I have as a philosophy of the SWAP method. SWAP, save with a purpose.
Yes.
I tell people you need to swap the mentality of saying that I am going to go from job to job, first job, second job, third job, trying to make ends meet. And say I'm going to transfer that into thinking I have one engine to make my ends meet. I'm going to swap saying that I hope my children have a scholarship to go to college by saying I have the means for my children to go to college
Yes.
through the United Success Network program.
Yes.
Swap talking about how much you want to be able to give and you don't have the revenue by saying I always have, because first of all, the scripture that Renee used, in this program, your giving will be pressed down, shaken together, and we're going to help see that you
All right.
get it running over, because
Yes,
we're all
yes.
giving for one purpose, and that's to
Absolutely.
help one another.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Thank you so much for
Okay.
that, Joy, and thank you so much, Mr. CEO. You know, I consider myself fortunate to let you know that we're like you. We feel we're one of you. And as you take a look at the bounce of the year, we're happy to invite you to our Entrepreneurial Development Center. It's open 6 days a week. We do special sessions. You'll get more information, but you want to put this on your calendar. This Thursday and Friday, we're going to ring in the new year on time. We're not waiting till the 31st. We're going to do it this Thursday and Friday with a special holiday reception and informational sharing, and but more important, caring session. We want to let you know that you do not have to go out there and purchase expensive gifts, especially for your children.
Yeah.
Let's give them the gift of a different life. Let's give them the gift of education. And I'm so much looking forward to being back in the school system and working with our educators, because we know where we were 20 years ago, and we know where we are now. We're going to change the world one person in one community at a time. So in conclusion, I hope you guys understand that this is no different than when I was at Bank of America in Seattle and I saw Microsoft start, Starbucks Coffee start, when I saw all the startups start. We want to invite you to our family, to be one of our co-founder club members, and understand that you can change the entire legacy of your family with a totally new approach to addressing causes, a totally different approach. And so while the message is the same, the conversation is altered. And we want to show you how we alter that so that we can actually go through the barriers that people have in this marketplace of just not having the strength to get the education. And so we have flexible hours, we have flexible schedules. We really want everyone to get their information before the year's out. Back to you, Renee.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I feel like I'm on Channel 2 News.
You could be.
Oh, wow. As Mother said, swap, save with a purpose. And that's a real good statement.
That sure
there.
is.
Save with a purpose. And not only that, saving with a purpose, coming out to be with us on Thursday and Friday, and then back again on Saturday for training. You're going to learn how to save with a purpose. Now again, I want to personally invite each and every one of you to come out, and I want you to be in that $1 million seat up front. So what do you have to do? You've got to call me so I can reserve that seat for you. Call me at 248-721-1256 or 313-657-5556. You know, Matthew 6th chapter, 4th verse. So that your giving may be a secret, and your Father who sees in secrets will reward you. And you know, a lot of our giving, we all have a different name. So a lot of people don't know who the donation is coming from. My name is Bubbles 250. Bubbles 250. What's your name?
Cash in motion.
Cash in Motion.
The one.
The one.
Wealth on Main Street.
Wealth on Main Street. So see, if you get a donation from any of those names, you know I want to go to dinner. Okay? But we've got time for just a couple of more questions. But Charles, I want to ask you, because I know our viewers are saying, what's the age? You know, what's the age where someone can participate in this?
Yes, I know a lot of people, especially young people, they know a lot of people. Actually, our motto is the more people you know, the more money you have access to. But however, and you know, legality-wise, you have to be over 18 years of age. So I know a lot of people that are fresh out of high school, you haven't burned too many bridges, you have access to all those people. Just think about all those, you know, high school friends that you have. They all have mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles,
Yes.
grandparents that are looking for something, you know, that you'll be the golden child of that family. So yeah, as you go into 18 and over, you start off and going into college, yeah, you're going to start off with a very, very good foundation.
Right. Okay, Carvel, I've got a question for you now.
Okay.
What do you, no, I'm going to ask Joy this question first. I'm going to back up just a little bit
Okay.
here. Okay, Joy, what do you say to people who are worried about their retirement income being exceeded, and not only those who are in retirement, but those who are on SSI or some type of, you know, subsistence? What do you say to those?
Well, as a retiree,
Okay.
I am so happy to know that this is a program whereby you do not have to worry about exceeding the retirement limitations. Because of what Charles already explained earlier, you have a program that shows that you are giving a donation. It is not earnings, it is not money that you have worked for. So you're always free to receive tax-free donations if you're retired or refired in life.
Okay, tax-free. So if you're receiving any type of check, Social Security, correct me if I'm wrong, Social Security, if you're on,
Disability?
I'm sorry?
Disability?
Disability, any type of check. This is something that you can do. This is something that you can do. But you know, Carvel, I want you to answer this.
Okay.
What would you say to our viewers who are listening today and wondering what they should do after hearing this broadcast?
You know, I always say, especially if there's something you're being introduced new to, that you should give it prayerful consideration once you get through the facts. It is no question that what you've heard is revolutionary. There's no one in the world that's doing it. So there's no, you know, confusion about this is a global initiative. It's a faith-based initiative. It's a cause initiative. And there's no better platform than us coming together under the skillful direction of the United Success Network and the technology and applications that we create. So if you're not educated on technology or social media, please, by all means, rearrange your schedule. Rearrange your schedule and spend 30 minutes. And I would say this, Renee, I have never been in the market, and I travel nationally for the ambassador of the Faith-Based Cause Initiative activities. In this place here, this marketplace here, people are extremely busy. So if you want to give someone an early gift, not only call the number, not only register for this Thursday and Friday, and position yourself to spend 3 hours with us on Saturday, Saturday morning or afternoon, pick someone up that can't get up.
Yeah.
This is the market where people are not beat out. They're done. So you know, you say a beat down, a knocked out. There are people here that just can't move forward to anything that's positive and that will impact their lives. So what I would say, Renee, is that this is a time for a person to understand the definition of a first mover advantage in front of a red hot trend. To go ahead and spend that 5 minutes Wikipedia crowdfunding. This went back to 1850. This is not a new phenomenon. It's just never been brought to our community because there's other people in our community that make money off the misery of people. We want to be that light at the end of the tunnel. We can assure you it is not a train. Our technology is sound. So I would encourage you, again, come on out, visit with our CEO and his mother, and we'll be more than happy to give you all the information you need. So that's what I would say.
Right. Okay, good. Well, I think our audience, well, our viewers, I didn't want to say audience.
Okay.
I think our viewers, they got their toe wet. They got their toe wet. So you know what we're going to do, viewers? When I see something good, what do I always do? I bring them back. So you know, next month, the first of the year is coming. So we got to come back and explain a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, we've got a part 2. But again, I want to personally invite each and every one of you to come out and get some more information on this. Change your life. Change your life. Like Mother said, swap. Save with a purpose. Save with a purpose. Contact me for prayer, or you want to let me know how you like the show, call me at 313-657-5556, or again at 248-721-1256, or email me at wealths111@gmail.com. And I want you to know now help is here. Help is here. We've been asking for something, and it's here now. Take advantage of it. You owe it to yourself to at least take a look at it. Take a look at it. And as always, I say, remember, God loves you, and so do we. So I want you to have a Merry Christmas, and until next time, always moving forward is signing off. Okay. You enjoy Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Vicki Winans, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm telling you, everything that happened to me that was good, God did it. I'm Evelyn Turrentine, AG, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Pastor D. Alexander Bullock of Preachers of Detroit, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Bishop Edgar Van of Second Ebenezer Church in Detroit, Michigan, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Stanis. You know me best as Thelma from the TV show Good Times, and you are watching Bell Global Network.